What's up, guys? Welcome back. Happy 4th of July. Boy, I'm listening to these fireworks go off. It's like, I don't know, 6 or 7 in the evening this 4th of July of 2025. And I'm like, there must have been some friggin' changes, because some of these are like shaking the house a little bit, which is kind of caught me by surprise. At first thing that ran through my head was like, oh shit. Russia, Iran, North Korea just dropped bombs on Boeing up the road. But I doubt that's the case, because there was only one. But it was that heavy. So in the spirit of the 4th of July, I thought to myself, I should do something 4th of July, you know, for the show here. But like, what's 4th of July and sharpening? Well, one thing came to mind, and that's the Buck knife. No, or the pocket knife by Buck. What's more American than the Buck pocket knife, right? I have very few possessions from my great grandpa Green. This here is one of them. Just checking my auto tracking thing, making sure we're in focus and everything. Sorry about that. Anyways, one of the few items of his that I gotta keep upon his passing, and this was his everyday carry, his all-American buck knife. It's the little, 3-inch blade. Way too small to clamp directly on with the jig there. So it'll grind on the bottom of the jig. So I pulled out the small knife jig. Setting this up's a little tricky. So let me pull you in a little closer and I'll show you a few things. So a few things to note when you're setting this up. First and foremost, you notice this, it looks like a tang. You want to line that up with the blade. Pretty good and easy visual there. Line that up on the front. In this case, this is a very old knife. It's bent a little bit, and I'm not trying to ruin it. So from the front, when I lined the back up, the front didn't line up super well. So I focused on lining the front up to that metal bar right there and that line down the center. Second thing you want to take note of is how the knife jig is clamped onto the this handlebar here coming off of the small knife jig. See how it's tilted? The reason for this is it's actually tilted at the angle of the blade. So notice my blade's not straight. It's more so at this angle. That's straight right there. But that's the angle of the blade. So this is matching the angle of the apex of the blade. So the distance from here to here is identical to the distance from here to here. So that's how you set this up, and just like when you clamp onto a knife, you crank down on the front and then you crank down on the back. So yeah, it's as simple as that. I'm gonna go ahead and crank up the T8 here. A little bit of extra water. I've yet to set my edge angle. Let's go ahead and get that done. And I'm gonna be taking my sweet time on this knife, because like I said, this is one of a handful of things that belong to my great grandfather that I still own, or that I got to own. So it's a very precious, sentimental knife to me. A while back I did a video with a micro Swiss Army knife. That was my my grandpa. This belongs to my great grandpa. Well, what kind of edge angle makes sense for a pocket knife like this? Now I've sharpened this at a different stage in my life before, and getting a beat on it, looks like I did about 18. Last time I touched this was with a whetstone by hand. But yeah, before we get started, I'll have you guys take a closer look at this guy. We've got a chip on the tip, and he had this knife a long time, I can tell, because you know the distance between this knuckle here and the actual working blade has been pushed back quite a bit. So if you look on the tip, you can see that chip. And the big question is whether or not it's worth it grinding out. And then aside from that, you know, it's just a well-used pocket knife. So I think I'm gonna err on the side of caution. The edge meter showed me 18, but I'm gonna go ahead and do 20 because I do want to preserve the life of this. And if it turns into a double bevel, it's not the end of the world. Kind of almost don't even want to grind on it, but my grandpa would have he would have said do it, you know, do your best work. So even though I'll never use this knife again, I'm gonna store it in the sharpest condition I can in his honor. As corny as that sounds. Okay, I'm gonna press our thumb right here on top of this. Tighten down from there. And I'm always kind of paranoid with the special knives, you know. Just take a quick peek. Yeah, we're good. We're on the money here. Yeah, that existing bevel's got to be 18. Almost worked that chip out. Looks like I missed the heel altogether. I really wish my grandpa was still around today, because boy, he would get a kick out of this machine. He would absolutely love it. It sucks we have to lose people. That was interesting. I just had a chunk of magnetic steel on the tip of this. Oh, you know what? That's from the Westhoff that we sharpened on here last. You can tell that the stone's super dark right now. So this was just scraping it off, which I'm happy, because I'm not trying to grind this thing too fast. I want to take my time. Looking good. Oh yeah, he would be really happy with how this is looking already. Oh, I can feel the burr. There's a little remnants of the old 18-degree bevel only left on the heel. Kind of want to try to knock it out if I can. Okay, we just have a sliver of it left. All right, still a tad there, but I just can't take myself to take off any extra steel. Once it's gone, it's gone. No putting it back. Yeah, this looks, aside from that one little spot, I'm very happy with it. And then there's just a little sliver of that 18-degree bevel showing above. But in terms of a perfectly straight and sharp toothy edge, we're good. I might need to get one of those magic arms for the tripod to hold my knives steady for me. I think if we took a poll, the buck knife is the most American pocket knife there is. And if you think I'm wrong, let's hash it out in the comments. I've been sitting here for the last 2 minutes trying to think of what's more American than a buck knife in the pocket knife realm. It's gotta be the buck. Yeah. I know there's a, yeah, that's my, that's what I'm going with. Sticking to it. All right. Next question, do we go straight to the leather wheel? Or do we put a mirror edge on this thing? Bevels on this side, or the burr. Oh, I think my grandpa would have got a kick out of the mirror edges, the mirror bevels. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Haven't heard any fireworks for a minute. I was hoping one would go off for the video here. Okay, we know our wheels are pretty damn close to the same diameter, but let's go ahead and just double check. Looks like I need to drop her down a tad. And you already know I'm doing the marker test. Nothing worse than doing all that work and going a little too low on the angle and putting a grind above, you know, putting a hone above the grind you just did. Doesn't look good. That's money. Check this out. Shaved all that Sharpie off. Alright. Let's get reminded of the side of the burr. It's on this side. So burr facing you. Grinding on the opposite side. We already know this stone's at a super high grit right now. I'm gonna start at the heel. That quick look there allowed me to assess how much steel I took off in that amount of time. And now that I know that, I can kind of calculate how much time I need moving forward. The fireworks popping off. Alright, let's do a close-up. Okay, so we just finished up on this side. Flip her over. Yeah. See, the center of this stone's getting pretty dark, so my sides are a little taller. Got it?
I know you're filming, but you just freaked out and it looks like his mouth breathing in it.
Okay, I'll be right in there. Alright. That's it. We have a honed 20-degree edge. Well, if you've ever owned a buck knife or had a grandpa who owned one, don't forget to stab that like button in honor of the pocket knife that shaped the United States of America. Such a iconic knife. And yeah, thank you for sitting along while I tell the story, a little bit about my great grandpa Green and a little bit of insight into my life and background. And as always, I'm having too much fun making this content for you all. Got a lot more videos planned, so make yourselves at home, hit that subscribe button, and we're getting really close to 50 subscribers so I can start live streaming here in the garage, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, and later we'll circle back and we'll put this to the stropping wheel, but Ace needs his medicine, so I'm gonna call it and go have some fun. All right, happy 4th of July. Have a good night.